I believe everybody that's signed up is here, so I'm going to get started because there's a lot to fill in within this 20-minute presentation. So good morning. My name is Tammy Bullard. I am with Campus Technology Services here at Oswego, and I'm going to be giving my presentation on Zoom. Zoom, what is Zoom exactly? You're probably wondering. It is a video communications, video chat service. It can be used inside the classroom for outside of class interviews or presentation days, which I've had professors say, I'm sick this day, can you come in and set up a Zoom meeting so we can actually record the presentations for the students? And it's actually worked pretty well the few times you've done it, as well as HR searches for job interviews and everything. The features of Zoom include you can meet with 1 to 100 different people, you can choose video or no video, you can schedule your meetings, you can share your screens, record your meetings. There's a phone application, but I recommend that as like a last-minute source because it's not as great of a quality, and a lot more that I could not fit on this slide. So like Ted Danson is saying, we are going to go through the basics first. First things first, before I jump into the basics, you actually need a pro account. How do you get one? Fairly simple. You can actually request one through us. You can use ServiceNow Online, or you can actually just email myself. I will get my contact information to those of you that are Zooming in now. Well, after this presentation. Back to basics. How to sign in, how to start a meeting, end a meeting, and mute your audio and video. Signing in is simple. You're going to go to the website zoom.us on any internet browser that you can find. This is what it looks like. Fairly simple. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see selecting sign in. Click right there. And then give you the email address and password that we provided. This is what it will take you to. It's your profile page where you can change a lot of different things. You can profile, meetings, recordings, and so much more.
So it's entirely web-based and
yes, it is 100% web-based. It's a web-based thing. Once you are signed in, you can start your meeting by going to your profile. In the upper right-hand corner, you can host a meeting with video on, video off, or screen share, which I will get to screen share details later. And you, of course, once you click that, it will start downloading Zoom for you.
so then there's a local copy of Zoom?
Yeah, it'll be right on your computer or on our
Does it stay there or is it temporary? Or?
It'll stay there if it's on your own, but if it's on our computers, I believe it gets temporary.
Okay.
So it'll cycle through. This is what it'll look like. It'll come up as a tiny little pop-up and you can enter full screen. From there, you can select join with computer audio. It'll tell you you're using the computer audio. There is the option to test your speaker and microphone where it will go through and it'll ask, do you hear a ringtone? If you don't hear a ringtone, it'll actually go through and pick different speakers that are available, what it thinks is a speaker. And then it'll ask you, speak and pause, do you hear replay, and it'll pick up your microphone. However you do that. It'll then tell you your speaker and microphone look good. You can do the same thing and just join with computer audio. This is what it will look like once you have joined. This has changed from having a little headset to the actual microphone. This down here is what I'm going to be referencing as the bottom bar. For those of you that are online, this down here will be the bottom bar. If you want to invite, as soon as you start a Zoom meeting, you actually go to invite on the right-hand side of the bottom bar. This is what will pop up. It tells you what do you want to use for email. If you are an Oswego associated emails are associated with Gmail, and what will happen is it'll automatically open Gmail for you, and it'll give you a nice little please join Zoom meeting in progress with all of this blubber that you don't need. You really just need the link, which I'll show you an easier way, which is inviting via URL. Down the left-hand corner, you select copy, it'll tell you it's been copied to clipboard, and you can just paste it in wherever you need. If you want to send it via text, email, it'll copy it for you, you just paste it, send it, and they should have the link.
So that's a code that they need to type
Yes.
in to get to.
Yep.
the session?
They don't even need to type it, they just need to click on it, and they can just hop right in.
So all the little links that John puts in the silk. Spring, winter breakout.
Yeah, those little links that he has, it's just that right there that people can click on, which actually I believe 4 people are joined in right now
Okay.
via the internet, yep. Which they probably just click that link on whatever they joined in. Meeting perspectives, so once somebody joins your Zoom meeting, you will hear a nice little noise that says, hey, somebody's actually joined you. And it'll show you that they are joined, and they'll tell your name, and this is what it'll look like at first. This is a new feature Zoom has, which I have learned I liked. It tells you other users connecting their audio, but they can't hear you. And as soon as they connect their audio, it lets you know that, hey, they've connected completely, you've joined, all good. There's 2 different views when you have Zoom. You can choose between the 2. It's your personal preference. This is speaker view, where it shows the person that's talking as the big part of the screen. Makes me to drop things. And then there's also gallery view, which actually takes everybody and makes them even. If you have more than 1 person, like say you have 5 people in a meeting, I recommend gallery view because it makes everybody equal on the screen.
So for this presentation, is there a view of you plus a view of yours?
It's a view of me, I believe, and it's the view of the screen.
Okay.
So that's what John Keane set up. So the people there are seeing partially me on the screen. Muting your audio and video, it's fairly simple. Once again, referencing the bottom bar. You select stop video, it stops your video, and this is what it will look like for the other person. Once it stops, it just has your name across. If you want to mute your audio for some reason, like you're talking confidentially with somebody, you can just select mute, and all it does is gives you a little microphone in the corner. Unmuting, same step. You select it, and it brings you back. Muting your audio just gets rid of the little crossed out microphone in the corner. Ending the meeting. It's not the end for us, but this is the end of the basics. So your meeting is over. You can select end meeting in the bottom corner. It'll ask you, do you want to end or leave the meeting? If you're the person hosting, you can end the meeting for all and everybody gets out of Zoom. If you're done hosting and there's still stuff going on, you leave the meeting but assign the host to somebody else that's there. For this, and then once you end the meeting, it takes you right back to your internet browser where it says, there's Zoom for you. If you are the person that's not hosting the meeting, it just says leave meeting. And it asks, same step, do you want to leave? You can leave. If you don't want to leave, you select cancel and it just ignores. So remember, sign in using our Zoom accounts that we provide for you. You can select host a meeting with on, off, or screen share, and then ending the meeting in the lower corner. Other Zoom features that are actually pretty cool that we find on campus that have been used more commonly are scheduling meetings, recording meetings, and sharing screens. The one that's been the most common that I've had questions about is scheduling meetings, so I will go over that now. Scheduling meetings, you'll go to your profile, which if you click on the little face of yourself, it will take you right to your profile. You select meetings, and then you can select schedule a new meeting. From there, it takes you to this nice lengthy page that has a lot of different settings that you can use. So write down the name of the meeting, the description, which is totally optional. I haven't seen very many people write down a description of their meeting, because if you're sending it to like a group, they should know what they're coming to a meeting to. You can set the date, the time. Now, if you have a pro account with us, the meeting can go for as long as you want to. If you only have the basic account, it only goes for 40 minutes. So that's your personal choice, but you can choose different times. You can set up a recurring meeting, so if you have like a departmental meeting that meets monthly, you can actually set it for the same date, same time, but it actually repeats after so many occurrences. I personally think that generating the meeting ID automatically makes more sense. If you use your personal meeting ID, that's how you associate your account, that's your account number. It's your personal preference. And then I always recommend, if you are using video, make sure you select on for both. If you don't want to use video, it's fine leaving it off. For audio purposes, there is the option of telephone and computer. I normally select both in case somebody decides, I'm just going to dial into this meeting via my phone, and it makes life simple. Meeting options, you can enable join before host, which means if somebody has the link and they're 5 minutes early, they click on it, they're in, they join in with you. Mute participants on entry, that's just muting their audio, not their video. Enable a waiting room, which gives, before you even start, if they click on the link before you're in, it says, your host is coming, just wait a couple minutes.
So according to that, John probably has recording of this on the
Yep.
local computer and his account?
Yep, right on his account.
Okay.
And then after you're done, at the bottom of the page, select save. I've had somebody call me before that said, why is my meeting not showing up? Did you select save before you closed your tab? No, that's probably why. And then once you save your meeting, this is what comes up. It shows you everything that you have selected, like your host, participant video, the join URL. And this is the great feature about Zoom now, is you can actually use Google Calendar, which is what we use at Oswego for the most part. And what happens is when you select Google Calendar, it takes you right to your Google Calendar and actually gives you an entire, like, here's your time, here's the link. It's inviting you to a scheduled Zoom meeting. There's IDs, there's phone numbers. Now, all you have to do is just click on the links. You don't have to copy paste anymore. They fixed that, because before, when I gave this presentation the first time, somebody just clicked on the link and it actually took them to an entirely different Zoom meeting. So they fixed that feature. So it's the day of the meeting and you actually have your Zoom account. You can go to meetings. And it shows up, whoop, went too far. And it shows up right here. You can actually, if the day of you actually forgot to send somebody, you can actually click copy the invitation. It gives you the same thing that Gmail gave you with all of this stuff that you can click. Or there's also join URL by inviting attendees. You just copy that link, and it's the same thing as copying the URL when you invite somebody. Okay, now it's the day of the meeting. You'll go to your account, your profile, select meetings, and it shows up right there. It shows you Thursday, day of meeting, and then the meeting ID number. You can start it over here in the right-hand side, or if you click on name of meeting, it takes you right there, and it has in the upper corner, you can select start this meeting from there. Either way, it starts the same meeting to our personal preference. General summary of scheduling meetings. Go to your profile, select schedule new meeting, hit save once you've selected all your settings for this meeting, and then start the meeting the day of. Recording meetings. I recommend, I've been asked before, is it legal to record meetings? I personally recommend, if you're going to record something that's like an interview or somebody else, make sure you tell them, hey, you're going to be recorded here, just fair warning. That way they know. That way you're not getting sued sometime, you know. So on the bottom bar, once you start your meeting, you can go record to the computer or record to the cloud. I will cover those in a minute. From there, it will change the record button to pausing or stopping. If you pause, it just pauses the recording. It doesn't pause the entire meeting. And then you select stop, it will stop your recording. So, cloud versus computer. The cloud, if you record to the cloud, this is what appears in the upper corner. It's a nice little cloud telling you you're recording this meeting. Once you stop, it asks you, are you sure you want to stop? You can select yes. And it will let you know that it will send you an email when the cloud recording is available. The cloud recording will go to your account. So you go to your account, to your recordings, And it'll show up as this. It shows up as, here's your recording. You can download the 2 files, or you can copy a shareable link, which if you download, it downloads as an MP4 and an M4A. M4A is audio, MP4 is audio and video of the meeting. This is another cool feature of Zoom. If you copy the shareable link, you can share it with anybody you want, and then if you share that link, it actually ends up going onto Zoom's page where, once it loads, it shows, hey, here's your meeting. If you have more than like 3 people, this is what I recommend doing. If you record to the computer, this is what will come up. A nice circle instead of a cloud telling you we are recording. Once you stop recording, it tells you it will convert it to an MP4 when the meeting ends. Once you end the meeting, it actually automatically starts recording and buffering through. And then it comes up as 5 different files. There's audio, 2 audios, there's playback, and then Zoom 0 and Zoom 1 are the audio and video. Once again, your personal preference, if it's like a one-on-one interview and it's with one person that you're sharing it with, record to the cloud. If you're using our ATC computers, record to the, I looked at that, my apologies. If you are one-on-one, I recommend, and if you're not really sharing it with anybody, record to the computer. If you are on our ATCs and you're sharing it with like 10, 20 people, go to the cloud. Last but not least, my final feature of Zoom is screen sharing. In the bottom bar, you can select share. Right in the center, it's bright green. There's a lot of different choices that come up. There's your screen, which is everything that you have on your screen, the whiteboard, the iPhone, everything that you have open on your computer will be on here. Make sure if you're sharing like YouTube videos or anything else to select share computer sound. That way you get the sound of whatever you're playing. This is what it looks like using the phone. It's nice and thin. Now, I did this actually using the phone app and just selected share, and it says, you're going to record your screen. Is that okay? Select yes, and that's what it looks like. The whiteboard feature, please ignore my crappy handwriting, but this is whiteboard where you and your other workers can actually write things out. And then if you just select PowerPoint, it just shares the PowerPoint. It doesn't share your screen, it just shares the PowerPoint individually. The point of views for screen sharing, this is what it looks like if you are the person that's having the screen be shared with you. It lets you know you're viewing so-and-so's screen. For options, if you select options, it changes your gallery view versus speaker view, just the same way as it does for Zoom when you're just sharing your screens. And then once it actually happens here, where you should see, this is the point of views that you get if you are the one sharing your screen. You have the talking bar, which shows who is actually talking. Instead of actually having the screens, it just shows that. And then you have the other user, if you want that perspective of them, just the person that you're with. And then there's also the thumbnail one, which I clicked on twice. It shows everybody that's in the meeting. You can move that around. I moved mine to the other corner for today's meeting because I knew I wasn't going to have anything in that corner. If you're the person sharing your screen, your bottom bar now moves to the top. You can mute, stop video, manage participants, start a new share. You can pause your share, which actually tells you in yellow your screen sharing is actually paused. You can annotate, which is right on the board, just like the whiteboard, and many. There's more where you can chat, invite, record, just like the same thing on the bottom bar, and everything else. One feature of screen sharing is the remote control. So you have remote control access. If you're the person that's being shared with, you can actually request it by going to your view options, and it will let the person know, hey, this person's actually requesting to click on your screen and help you edit. You can approve it or deny it. And it lets you know right up here, let me replay it again. You select approve, it lets you know they now have access to control your screen.
So that's on this screen, the stop share, the red box on top,
Yep.
means what?
I'm actually going to get to that.
Oh, okay.
So, you're done with your meeting and you want to stop sharing your screen, that's what happens. If you stop sharing, it actually takes you right back to the Zoom meeting where it shows everybody that's in there. And that's all I have. I did hand out Zoom documents here for people that are here. If you are actually online, I will get your emails and I can actually share that with you digitally as well. Any questions?
So if the person on the other side doesn't have the pro account,
They don't need it. As long as one person that's hosting it has the pro account, you can share it with whoever. They don't need it, they just sign it.
do they still have the option to record the meeting without, so they can be recording a meeting and then you, the host, don't know that they're recording it? And then you can share it forever?
The host has control.
Okay,
So the host has entire control of recording and sharing
okay.
and whatnot. It would just be the host.
Okay, good.
I actually asked 2 questions. One is, has Zoom integrated closed captioning? So if we're doing something live, that it's offering accessibility to others? And also, do the students have access to the Zoom Pro?
Students do not have access right now unless they contact me and say, I need a pro account for such and such reasons. If they do, I will gladly distribute one to them. But for the closed captioning, I believe there is that feature. I will double check on it and get back to you. I'll write that down so I don't forget. Because I believe they just added that feature. Anyone else? Okay, thank you all for coming.